there, welcome back. My name is Sophia, and if you've never seen my face before, I am an artist and writer trying to keep my passions alive while I work a full-time job. So today we are going to be talking about my March Madness challenge, which I mentioned in a vlog a couple videos ago, and this was my monthly writing challenge for the month of March. In a minute, we will cut to the introduction of this challenge, what my goals are, what my plan is, as well as all of the footage of me writing throughout this month. And then at the end, we will go over my final thoughts and feelings and the final wrap up for this video. So go ahead and get a snack, get a drink, get cozy, and let's get into it. Welcome to March Madness. Now, this is not about college basketball. This is about me developing a writing habit. I am the kind of writer that whenever I get the push of inspiration, that is when I want to write. Unfortunately, that is not consistent nor reliable. And so my goal for the month of March is to write for 30 minutes every single day. I don't have a word count goal, it's just a time goal so that I can build this habit of writing every single day. I've made this board. It has the days of the month. It's right by my work desk, and I'm hoping that this will motivate me. Underneath the calendar, I have the scenes that I need to write to finish my manuscript. I have about 50,000 words written so far, and I'm very proud of that fact. It has taken me years to get to that point, but the story is not done yet, and I had set a goal for myself to finish it by the end of 2022. That clearly did not happen, so here we are in March, ready to make that happen. I'm not stressing about finishing the manuscript or finishing the first draft by the end of the month. That is kind of like a loose goal. I'm more worried about writing every single day and building that habit. So I have about 13 scenes here that I need to write to get to the end of the story I've plotted out. That's not including all the little bits in between to weave through the story. It has been a long time goal of mine to become a published author, and I know that if I want that to become a reality for me, I need to develop this habit of writing every single day. Once I finish this draft, I can move on to editing it. I can move to finding beta readers and having them read it and give me feedback. Then I can go on to querying for an agent or an editor, and I can kind of get that process moving, but I need to finish the draft first. So that's why we're doing this. And then I can move on to all the other stories I have plotted out in my head. I'm going to be documenting the process throughout the month. I really want to build this habit, and I really want to make it part of my routine. And yeah, that's what we're going to do from here. Stay tuned and make sure you stay to the end of the video to see how far I got, how many words I've written, if I wrote for every single day. But let's get into it. Okay, today's the day. I'm starting my March Madness challenge. I've got headphones, I've got my laptop, I just had some lunch, and I'm going to sit and write for 30 minutes. I made myself a little 30-minute playlist on Spotify, so I'm going to read that. I have my little notebook with my notes. And let's do this. Well, I'll check in when I'm done. It's day 2, and I'm already not wanting to do this right now. I was out all day for work, and I didn't do my writing before I left, so it is now 8:45 p.m., and I'm gonna do my writing now. So let's get set up and knock this thing out. Day 3. Let's get it. Day 5. Let's do it. Day 7. Let's do it. I thought I'd do a little check-in because I just finished day 7 of my March Madness writing challenge. So I have been writing for 7 days. I have written every single day, and I'm not sure the math on how many words I've written, but that's not the point. I just want to talk a little bit about how I'm feeling and like how it's going. The first day was the best. I wrote like 1,300 words or something, and I think, and since then I've been averaging like 600 to 800 words a day with that 30 minutes. And I think part of what I struggle with that like gets me stuck and that I'm trying to like fight against with this challenge is that whenever I'm writing and like I come across an issue that like I haven't resolved yet in my, or like a tidbit or something that I haven't figured out yet in the story or the world, I kind of get stuck and like I can't keep writing until I figure that out. And so I'm really trying to just push through that with this project and just kind of either put like XYZ or just a bunch of letters and make a note that I'll go back to it later, because I think that that is really what stops me from just continuing the flow of the writing. And I mean, I have my little notebook, I have my scene list that I'm working through, and I've ticked off 2 of the scenes so far that I need to write. I'm in the middle of the 3rd. And so I think that, you know, going at this rate, I'm hoping I can make some pretty good progress. I guess I never really spoke about why I have the certain word goal. I want my story to be 75,000 words. That's my goal that I'm aiming for. I currently have just over 50,000 words, and so a 50,000 word book is like 250 pages in like print form. And so I'm aiming for 75K because I think that will, my oven just went off. But I think that 75K words will give me like, is like a good goal to work towards, and then if I'm under or over, I know I can go back and tweak things, and it feels a little bit more substantial than a 250 word book, or than 50K words, which is like a 250 page printed book. That's where I'm at. I am gonna keep doing it. I'm really proud of myself so far. This is the first time I've ever written every single day for a week even. So sticking to it is gonna be challenging, but something that I've really enjoyed doing is my playlist, and so I will sit and switch out most of the songs right before I start writing so that I have new music to listen to. They're all familiar songs and like songs that I've associated with this project. Yeah, I'm excited to keep doing this. Let's keep doing it. I'll check in again at day 14 and see how we're doing. Hello, and welcome to the next check-in for my March Madness challenge. Today is March 15th. I haven't done my writing yet today, but that means that I have officially passed 14 days, or 2 full weeks, doing this challenge, and I have some more thoughts. So, you may notice that in the past clips of me writing, there is one day where you will not see me actively sitting and writing on my computer. And that is because I forgot to write one day. I woke up that day thinking about it. It was a Saturday. Some stuff was happening around the house and I thought about it. I kept putting it off. Around midnight, I was laying in bed and I remembered and I was like, oh my God, I forgot to do my writing today. And I didn't panic. But the next day I got up and wrote for 30 minutes the next morning, and then I did another session that day later in the afternoon. So I did sneakily log it on my tracker as having written for both days, but I'm trying to just not be too hard on myself. I had an honest mistake. My thoughts were, as soon as I remember, I will do it, but it was at midnight and I wasn't about to get up and write in the middle of the night. So I'm trying not to let the slip up get me down. I'm gonna continue because that's the whole point of the journey, and I have officially surpassed 55,000 words on my draft. So that means I have 20,000 words left, and on my scene list I have only 8 more scenes to write out of, I think I had 13. So that means I've written 5 of the scenes that I need to finish. And yeah, how I'm feeling, the last couple of sessions I've been writing like really pivotal points where big things in the plot are happening, and now I'm trying to catch up with like the emotional arc that's going along with those plot points. And we're about to head into the, I don't really want to call it the climax or falling action or anything, because I feel like the last section of the arc for the story is coming into play or coming into motion now. So that is going to be my next focus for the rest of the month, and just continuing to build that out. I did have a couple of days where I was like really struggling with like how I wanted things to play out, but again, I'm just getting words on the page. I can go back and fix it later. So far, I've been writing about 500 to 800 words a day, depending on how it's flowing. It's not a goal that I'm trying for. It is just how it's turning out, and so I'm pretty proud with that. I'm really proud that I'm still doing this, even though I had one day where I slipped up. I'm gonna keep going, and I will see you at the next check-in. Okay. Hi. Today is March 22nd, and I have completed 21 days or 3 weeks of my March Madness Writing Challenge. And I I feel like this week is like when I really hit my stride. I was writing the section of the story that I'm in, I included a lot of lore, so I was just kind of able to get into that flow state and kind of make things up as I went along, which can be really fun, and I know that I'll be able to go back and fix it later. And yeah, I have passed 60,000 words, which feels wild considering where I started was just over 45,000 words, and now I'm the same distance from that as I am to my goal word count, which is 75,000 words. So it's kind of wild to think about and how far I've come, but I'm really excited to keep writing. And I think for me, drafting has become just kind of a slog. And I do have fun with it, but I do think that the more fun part for me is going to be going back in and refining it after, doing like revisions and edits and things like that, because I think that that's really when I'm going to be able to make it a good story. So yeah, I just want to check in. I will probably not update on the 28th and wait till the month is over to do a final wrap up. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's keep writing. It has been a long weekend. You might have seen that in the last clip I was at a hotel. My boyfriend was going on a work trip, so I had to drive him to the airport, which we needed to stay overnight at a hotel for because we live in a small rural area and we don't have an airport. So I am back home and exhausted, but I need to do my writing tonight and I really don't want to. So I might not do the full 30 minutes. I might do like 10 or 15, but just for the sake of the challenge. But I think that this is kind of the point where, like, if this becomes a regular habit of mine, I don't need to do it every single day. I think that, like, tonight would be a night that I would take off and not write, but today is March 26th, so I need to still do it, and let's go. All right, that was a lot of footage. If you're still here, thank you. And I kind of wanted to just wrap up my final thoughts and feelings about this challenge. It was interesting because I did this on my own. I think if I had had a buddy or a community, sort of like how NaNoWriMo is a large community of writers trying to achieve this goal together, I was kind of self-motivating and doing it all on my own, which I don't know if that helped me or hindered me. I definitely think that it helps to have a community that's supporting you and you're keeping each other accountable, and if you have a set writing time. I think that that was something I also struggled with, was I didn't have a set time every day. At the beginning, I started writing in the middle of the day on my lunch break or right before dinner or in the morning. And then by the end, I started writing like 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock at night, just because I kept putting it off because I was getting burnt out. And I think that that is something that I didn't really anticipate, that 30 minutes a day is still a lot, and it's more than I had ever been writing. And so I did make a lot of progress in my story, but I also feel burnt out of trying to get myself to find that motivation every single day. And so I am really proud of myself for sticking to it and for making the progress that I did make. And last night I actually had kind of a breakthrough moment with one of the key plot pieces, and so I'm excited to get to the end of the story. I do have 4 sort of key beats left in the story that I need to complete, but these kind of will all happen in the same sequence of events, and so these aren't so much as 4 separate scenes, but just 4 key moments that need to happen. I am about 10,000 words away from my goal, which is much closer than I thought I would ever get. And so I'm really excited to get to that goal. And I know that I will probably do a writing vlog that's a little more casual, and I'll talk about the process as I'm going instead of trying to cram it all in a single month. But I do think that this has given me the motivation to get to that finish line more than I would have if I hadn't done it this way. So, would I recommend this challenge to you? I think that you know yourself best, and if you're trying to achieve a goal like this, if you're trying to reach a certain word count by a certain date, I think that this can help, but also it can be kind of stressful, and if you are not self-disciplined, it is hard. And so I think that doing it in a group or doing it with a buddy is something that is really helpful with that. And I would say probably start off like 1 week at a time and see how it goes. Like I might do that, and in the future, if I'm trying to get to the end and finish these last 4 story beats, is to do a week at a time, or just do a week of writing for 30 minutes every day, because it really did force me to think about the story more than I had in the past. So with that brings us to the end of this video. If you have any questions for me about this challenge, this process, feel free to leave them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Make sure you subscribe to see more video updates from me, and also follow me on Instagram to see more of my art. And yeah, let me know if you'd like to see challenges like this again, or if you like hearing about my writing, or if you prefer art. Just let me know what you're here for, and I will do my best to accommodate that. So I just want to thank you again for joining me in my studio today, and I hope you have a good day. Bye!